Oh, wrong fucking tab. All right, guys. Why most coaching advice is completely useless. One thing I have started doing on my clients' calls recently is focusing almost entirely on leading indicators, not outcomes, not vague advice, the specific fucking behaviors that actually produce results. And what's fascinating is in real time, I'm watching how people's brains like respond. It's almost like you just gave them like a fucking like I don't even know. I was gonna say morphine, but that only feels great if you're like in excruciating pain. Whatever drug makes you fucking feel amazing. Like if you just got a shot of it, you know what I'm saying? It's like they just got a dose of fucking heroin. I don't know. I've seen people fucking do heroin, and I don't know. They look like they're having a great like oh, like they're getting like, you know what I'm saying, like, they're just like, oh. So I don't know. Don't know what it feels like. Never done it. Don't plan on ever doing it. But I don't know. From the reaction that they give, looks like it looks like it feels good. So that's what's happening from like a performance perspective. Okay, when I'm telling my clients what I'm telling them, and here's why: most coaching, most sales training, most business advice is unbelievably vague. I remember this is why I have such like a business crush on Alex Ramosi. I remember reading business books and I was like, yo, this is retarded. This is the dumbest shit I've ever read in my fucking life. Like, what are you talking about? And Alex, like, years ago when he came out with the offers book, and he actually, because God, it was such a fucking buzzword. Oh my God, I just I almost want to throw up just thinking about it. Value. God, dude. I remember listening to a fucking podcast 5 years ago. Dude, take a shot for every time someone says fucking value on a business podcast 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It was, oh my God. You would be hammered 2 minutes and 33 seconds into the fucking podcast, and it's an hour long. It's just like, yo, like, but you ask them what it is, and everyone has like these different fucking answers. That's when you know you don't have a fucking leading indicator, right? So, right? So most of the shit, most of the podcasts, most of the books, it's just fucking vague advice that doesn't change behavior, right? Like, so like that's either it, right? It's too vague and that's why it's not changing behavior, or it's too much, or they're not in the right environment. Like those are the only three things I can think of after like studying the fuck out of like behavior engineering and reading about it and like success and shit like that, and key performance indicators and leading indicators and shit like that. Okay. So the problem with Moach coaching is this. Let me give you an example. Okay. I contract for fulfillment right now, right? Like client success for a marketing company that helps financial advisors get 30 guaranteed appointments in 120 days. Okay. During onboarding, there's this slide that explains the 4 pillars of success. The 4 pillars of success. Things like communication, radical responsibility, consistent action, embrace feedback. Now, listen, none of those things are wrong. Okay? Here's the problem: they're not fucking inputs. So, yeah, they are, Paul. No, they're not. Shut up. You fucking loser. No, okay? If I tell someone, take radical responsibility, what the fuck does that actually mean? Like, okay, what behavior should they perform tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Nobody fucking knows. Like, it doesn't answer that question. If you told 100 people and they all do different fucking actions, the input is not clear enough. Like, does that make sense? Right? So it's like the human brain, it needs instructions. Humans don't change behavior. Well, they can. They 100% can change behavior based on philosophy. But that's a much longer term, like, social arc for change. Quick shit. Like tomorrow, you can change behavior based on instructions. I know it's like instructions. Yeah, inputs. Okay. For example, there is a study from HubSpot that found something fascinating. Alex Ramosi talked about this. One of our sales coaches talked about this. If you respond to a lead within 5 minutes, you are dramatically more likely to convert them compared to responding 30 minutes later. Want to know how much more likely to convert them from 5 minutes? 100 times more likely than if you contacted them 30 minutes. 100 times. Talk about leverage, dog. That means you would have to call 100 times the lead at 30 minutes, right? 100 times the amount of leads at 30 minutes. If you could just call 100 times less the leads at 5 minutes. And after 30 minutes, don't even get me started. Like, it drops off a cliff like a fucking anvil, dog. Like in Roadrunner, bruh. Like, so the brain, like, it understands something concrete. Ready? Respond to leads in under 5 minutes. That's it. You tell 100 advisors that, now you understand, like, okay, not all of them did it, but that's not because of the instructions now, because the instructions are fucking clear, right? It's actionable, it's measurable, it's repeatable. Now, I know this is about success in sales, but apply this to any area in life, dog, okay? So, leading indicators versus outcomes. This is the difference between leading indicators and lagging indicators. Lagging indicators are outcomes. Deals closed, revenue generated, clients signed, but leading indicators are the behaviors that cause those outcomes. How quickly you respond to leads, how many calls you review, how often you practice your sales process. Those are the things that actually move the needle, okay? What top performers actually do, okay? In our program, we have about 3.5 hours of sales training. A lot of advisors don't go through it at all. Some advisors go through it once, maybe twice. Our top advisors, I'm making this up, by the way, and just saying it to them on the sales call. They go through it 16 times, once per week for 16 weeks, not because they're told to, but because they understand that mastery comes from repetition. And now, suddenly, success doesn't look, so mysterious anymore. Oh my God, it almost looks like a system of fucking behaviors. Whoa. Oh my God. It's crazy, right? And here's the reason why people love this, okay? When I started explaining success this way on calls, I'm telling you, clients lit up like they just got a shot of heroin. They were just like, oh, I can't wait, dude. Like, they were just fucking insane. Because for the first time, they weren't hearing regurgitated fucking bullshit like work harder, take responsibility, be consistent. The fuck does that mean? They were hearing respond to leads in under 5 minutes. Study the sales training 40 minutes per day. Review your call twice a month, right? Ask this question in the first meeting right here, right? And now their brain has something it can actually execute on, okay? The human brain is incredibly powerful. But if you want to produce consistent, reliable outcomes through many people at scale, you need clear instructions based off of inputs. If you give people vague philosophy, nothing changes. But if you give them specific inputs, behavior changes. And when behavior changes consistently enough, the outcomes eventually follow.